live. Trying this on a phone. First time ever. Let's see if that's working. Maybe. First time ever. Let's see if that's working. Alright, might be a little bit of double audio here as I try to fix the camera angle. Let me just. Alright, might be a little bit of double audio here as I try to fix it. Alright, cool. So today we're going to be doing combat. This will be a kind of a quick stream. I wanted to test out the phone streaming. All right, let's see here and see how this works. Going with the phone instead of a webcam. I thought I got a better picture with my iPhone, so we'll see how that works. I'm showing we're getting 60 frames per second, which is pretty decent. I think we gotta tilt this camera a little bit. So just bear with me here while we figure this out. All right. I can't control the lighting, unfortunately, which is kind of a bummer. Let's see how close I can get that down there without, I don't want any glares from the plexiglass. All right, I think that's pretty good. I'm always paranoid that my volume's not working. All right, I think that's pretty good. I'm always paranoid that my volume. All right, so let's take a look at what we've covered so far. I did a few things off camera on Instagram, on my Instagram account. I just posted some quick videos, and those videos are, they may not be up there right now. I tried to do the Instagram TV video, but they may have bombed out on me. All right, I think we're looking good there. Okay. What I did basically was show movement, the exploitation movement, and some of the Pakistani elements coming down the road here. And I think I'm going to try this. I've got some of the combat numbers pre-figured out. I think I'm going to try to attack this outpost. I don't think it's going to go well. These arrows here represent where I'm bringing some helicopter support in. So as you know, when you do a combat, you can bring in support. So I'm going to bring in this Chinese and this Pakistani helicopter from Rawalpindi Airport and try to survive the air defense fire and get a bonus on my combat. So we'll see how it goes. So I want to go through the numbers now and show you how I figured this out. So basically off camera, all you missed was the Chinese airborne unit. If you watch my YouTube video, you'll see where we dropped these airborne units into here, captured this town in the Kashmir Valley. I moved one more unit up into the town, and we have these units moving up here. He's on a combat outpost. I am not satisfied with trying to make that attack at all. I think this one's actually even worse. So I'll explain why this is a bad attack. So let me see if I can zoom in. Right about here. Yeah. Okay, so let's go through figuring out combat odds. We'll be using this table. A little bit of a glare there. So the way combat works is there's a lot of chances to attack in this game. So we're doing the standard game right now. And we did initiative, movement, and combat phase. I decided not to do anything there. Elite reaction, we did that. Exploitation movement, we did that. Then there's exploitation combat, reaction, reaction combat, basic move and combat. So there's a lot of chances to attack. So this is exploitation combat. So I've moved, the initiative player has moved, I've exploited, and I'm kind of attacking now, but like super quick. And it's not always recommended. Here is the downside to this. Negative column shifts are bad. So when you exploit attack, you automatically get a -2 column shift. So you'd be going to the left 2 column shifts. So I'm already behind the 8 ball. Now, if I get any of these rules wrong while we're doing this, that's why I'm doing it live. Just let me know if anyone's even watching. I don't know. This will go up on YouTube later. So, I'm automatically at -2. I'm attacking with the Pakistani, I think those are divisions, if I'm correct. I always get these wrong. Yeah, divisions. 2 Pakistani divisions across the river into the town of Uri, which is got a combat outpost and a fortification on it. So it's pretty nasty. I'm going across the river. When you go across the river, you want to look at your terrain chart. One sec. Here. And you will see that is a minor river attacks. Each unit is 1/2 across a river. So instead of 6, the Pakistani 12A, and I think that is the 12B divisions. We're covered in stacking too, so you notice we're at our max stacking 4. 3 and a 3, so a total attack strength of 6. It's half because it's across the river. A combat outpost, the rules are, a combat outpost acts kind of like a defending unit. It's got a 2 defense, and it gains the benefits of the fort and the town. So it all stacks. So I'm at 6, his defense is 2, right? So that's 3 to 1, okay? Now, the town provides, I'm sorry, the first -2 column shift is from Exploitation Combat. The next -2 column shift is because he's in a fortification. So that's 4 column shifts to the left, all right? Now, you go by the terrain the defender's in. He's in mountains, all right? So, it's 3 to 1. Well, you take your odds, 6 to 2. You break it down into a ratio of 3 to 1. All right, then you take your combat table. Hopefully I can get this all on camera. You look for the terrain that the defender's in, mountain, and you go across to 3 to 1 right here. But I have to go over 4 columns. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, the higher you roll, the worst. So I need a low roll down this column, right? So I'm in the, wait, let me make sure I did that right. 1, 2, 3, 4. The 1 to 2, I'm in the 3rd column here. Now, they give you markers. So if you want, you can take the marker and put it, you know, on that column so you don't forget. All right, so that's the first part of combat. We're not done yet. I'm going to go through step by step in the book so everyone can follow along here. Let's just read it. Okay. We did our initial combat odds. All right. Determine the ratio. We did that. Determine the column shifts and the die roll modifiers. Okay, so we did the initial column shifts. It was 4 over. Now, you go to combat support allocation. The Pakistani player, which is me, duh, is going to bring helicopters over. So this is 1 support, range of 14 hexes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 1 support, range of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You don't have to move the units, but I like to move them and turn them sideways. That way I don't forget to put them in there. All right, that's +2 every, I'm sorry, -2. The minuses are good for the attacker because you want to roll lower. So that's 2 helicopter points for a die roll of -2. Now, the defender is in a town. That's +1 to the die roll. So my die roll modifier is only -1. So you can look right here. -DRM for the attacking combat support, okay? Somewhere in here, it's going to say something about a town. Defender in installation, airfield, or town. Right there, +1. So my die roll modifier goes from -2 to -1. All right, you're still following along here? Okay. Now, there's also, they provided a table for you to follow along when this is flat. So you can take this counter, right? Just as a, so you remember here, it's a -1. You can put it right there so you don't forget what you're dealing with. We've got our die roll modifiers now. Here's the thing. Those helicopters may not make it through to do the attack. Every time you do a combat mission, it's possible that the helicopters do not make it through to support. Each mission gets an air defense roll. Okay, so we're allocating, right? We go to air defense resolution. That is on page. That's 6.6 in the series rulebook, which comes out to page 6. Very clever. All right. Hold on one sec. Hold on one sec. All right. So we go to our rule book. All right, get ready to be shocked. I have highlighted my rule book right there. Air defense. All right, I'll just read this out loud. Each individual attack helicopter allocated to a combat support is using air defense against a mission. A mission is each individual attack helicopter. Any unit that begins movement in an enemy country or enemy ZOC undergoes an additional air defense in its origin. Well, we didn't start in an enemy ZOC. We actually started in Rawalpindi Airport in Pakistan, so we're good there. All right, resolving ADF. The player using air defense, which would be the Indian player here, locates the column on the air defense table that represents the current air superiority. All right, air superiority up there in the corner, determined by the scenario, advantage Pakistan. All right, so you get your air defense table right there. Again, this is the standard game. I'm not doing any advanced stuff yet. The flying side has advantage. We roll a die. Actually, sorry, the Indian player rolls a die. He wants to get low to get those helicopters to not be able to give the die roll modifiers. All right. Okay. So the Indian player will roll a die for each air defense. Let's do the Chinese helicopter first. That is the type doesn't matter, but it is for those of you who want to Google it, it's a ZHI-10 Chinese attack helicopter. One of the reasons I like this game is because it's basically like a open sandbox modern war simulator. This picture here, that was fun. So apparently my phone did not like that, and it freaked out on me. So give me one sec here. That was weird. I was not expecting that. Okay. Let me make some adjustments here with this camera. So we're back to my crappy webcam. The picture's not going to be as good, but you can get the general idea here. Okay. All right. I think we're back live. Okay. Think we're back? Maybe. Hopefully that audio. Yep. Maybe. All right. So. Yeah. All right. So. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that was weird. My phone just bombed out. Okay. So. It is like super hot here today, like really hot. All right, let's get that right there. The webcam image not as good, but we'll deal with it. Okay, so as we discussed, we have to do air defense fire for the Indian player who wants to try to get those helicopters to not provide support for this battle. So, we're looking right here. Let's see what happens. It's a simple die roll. There are no modifiers. Let's take a look at the modifiers if there were any right there. And this thing's definitely not auto-focusing. And it is, but it's trying to. Autofocus is poor. Okay. -2 if the target hex is within 2 hexes of an enemy airfield or installation. All right, let's see. Do we have an enemy airfield or installation here? No. That does not count as an installation. Okay, nothing there. Target hex is adjacent to a hex containing armor or mechanized unit. No. Okay, that's it. No modifiers that I can tell. Okay. I think we're good there. Okay, that's it. No modifiers. Okay. So we're going to roll. It's a straight up roll. All right, roll number 1. The Pakistani player does not want to roll low here, or high, or low. Oh, shit. Okay, there's a 2. Well, that didn't happen when I tested this earlier. All right, so 2 is not good. That is, oh no, I cleared it, barely. Right there, a dash. Flying side has advantage, and that's a dash. All right, so 1 helicopter gets through. 8, and we're clear there. Both helicopters get through the air defense fire. Maybe the Indian Republic of India was not expecting this. Maybe they don't have their SAM sights up, whatever. Okay, so the DRM is -2, but it's +1 due to that town. So we're at -1 die roll modifier. Okay, that factor is finished. We figured all that out. Okay, now next. Let's just make sure we get everything here. The next thing to consider in combat, I just want to follow along. All right. Roll the die and resolve combat. Now, there was a efficiency modifier, I thought. Oh, yeah, the column shift. Oh, yes, you designate which unit is going to be your main attack unit. 5 to 5. So there's no column shift for the efficiency. I almost forgot to tell you all about that. When you do combat, the attacker must designate the attacking unit's efficiency rating. You pick a main attacking unit, which will be used in combat. The attacker subtracts the defender's efficiency rating from his, so 5 minus 5, 0, there's no column shifts. So say the Indian forces had a super elite unit here with like a 6 efficiency. They're a really good fighting unit. It would be another column shift against me, but we're good there. All right, so there's no surprise. There's no amphibious assault. All right, we're going to do the roll now. I think we got everything. There's no multi-formation attacks. There's no attacking from different hexes. Now, if I had an attack going on from this hex, you know, that helps a lot. So all I could do here, this is going to be a very risky roll. So let's see what happens. I think we got everything covered. Yep. All right, we're ready to roll on the combat table. So we're in column 3. All right, I'm going to gently try to lay this down. This is where things go bad. All right, so column 3. We want to keep this low. I have -1 to the die roll due to my helicopter support. If we roll high here, we're going to really take a smacking. It's going to hurt. We took some heavy losses up there. All right, so let's just do this live. I've been waiting 3 days to roll this. Okay, here we go. Need a low one. Remember, -1, 3. All right, right there. 3 minus 1 is 2. That's a good roll for us, or is it? We'll find out. Column 3, a 2 is, all right. It's a 1/1. Are you seeing that? There we go. It's a 1/1. So that's good news because I really wanted to get in there and pound that outpost and do some damage to it, because this outpost, the goal of this scenario is to capture the green cubes, right, where those spots are. And, oh, here we go. What's up, Gen Chaos? What's going on? All right. We do have one viewer. Excellent. All right, so made that roll. That's good. 1-1. So we are going to take a step loss. Okay, let's go over losses real quick. Yeah, that was really bizarre what just happened to my phone. I've never seen that happen before. My phone actually got too hot, and I'm wondering if it's because I was recording in like 1080p or something. That was really weird. So I had to switch to this webcam. I had to do it the old-fashioned way. All right, let me just, I'm going to boot my phone up real quick here. All right. Yeah, I'm seeing all sorts of weird errors today. I haven't streamed live in a while, so it's kind of rough, but yeah, I'm seeing some like bizarro stuff going on here. I'm not getting graphics on one of my iPads and just all sorts of crap. All right, so let's go over losses and how that works. And I think my phone is cooled down now. That was really weird. So I got to figure out why my phone's giving me that message. And let me just see what it looks like live on a mobile device real quick. We're going to take a slight break before we go over casualties. All right. So it looks like I've been streaming 8 minutes since the camera went down before. There we go. All right. Just turn that volume down there. I just want to be able to monitor the chat window. Okay, so casualties. All right, so we got a 1-1 result. So if you look at your combat table, attacker step losses, defender step losses, right there. It tells you what the slashes are. Number before the slash is attacker, after is defender. All right, so we took a 1-1. Let's go over losses. Now, yeah, I figured I was going to take some sort of losses here. So the helicopters are done. Now, according to the rules for this particular game, each side can only use helicopter support twice in a turn, I believe. So I think that's how that goes. Now, I could have, I'm going to move the helicopters out because they're done. Put them sideways so that you can, let me just show you here. Put them sideways so you know you've used them. All right, you can see where I was doing some of the math on my plexiglass right there. So I did figure out all the things ahead of time. All right, so I just didn't know if the helicopters were going to get through or not. Okay, so I wanted to, this outpost and this fort is blocking a major road. The goal is to get into these cubes and capture these locations. Now, the Chinese dropped some airborne units here on my YouTube video previously. So they got one. But we have to get into the Kashmir Valley, and it's proving very difficult because this is all mountainous terrain. You know, they're blocking the Indian Army's blocking this road, and they're blocking this road net with this. So we need to bust through this, and then we still have to worry about the 15th, or I'm sorry, the 19th Division here of this Indian infantry is pretty tough. They're in this town of Baramulla. I'm not really sure how to pronounce that, so I probably massacred that. But we have to get in here and capture all these. I think it's only a 4-turn scenario. So, all right. So let's go over losses here. By the way, the weather's clear. It's clear for this scenario, determined by the rules. And Pakistan has initiative, I think, on the first 2 turns. All right, so. All right, the results is a step loss for each side. Units consist of either 1 or 2 steps. So all you new wargamers out there, a step is when you flip the counter over. So if this unit were to take a step loss, you'd flip it over and like that. So it's going to happen on one of these. All right. Units with a step strength of 2 are back printed. With their reduced state on the other side, like I just showed you. By the way, these streams are for super beginner war gamer. So, you know, if you're like a pro, you know, you might want to turn away. All right. When a two-step unit takes its first loss, flip it over. When a unit on the reduced side takes a loss, that unit is eliminated, and you get victory points. Okay. When it indicates step losses for either the attacker or defender, that player removes that number of steps from his units, beginning with the one step from the lead unit. All right, so remember, I designated this as my lead unit. Could have been either one, efficiency 5. They get hammered. They're taking the outpost. They're taking a lot of fire. There might be like counter battery fire. They got to go across a river. Maybe they got like, you know, rafts and stuff, and it's just really nasty up in the mountains. I don't know. It's a bridge. This is actually a bridge, sorry. Think of World War II. In this next war, India, Pakistan, every time you see a road cross a river, there's a bridge there. So maybe they're storming the bridge, you know, some guys get cut down, nasty stuff. All right. Okay, this is the aggregate. Okay, the beginning player, let's see. The attacker... Okay, yeah, if you take multiple step losses, you must distribute them as evenly as possible among all the units. So if I had 2 step losses, I'd have to flip this guy over and flip that guy over. You can't do like whack whack and take him out. All right, so he takes 1. Now, full strength units will take step losses before units which have already taken a loss, regardless of when they took the loss, except for the lead unit. All right, now a loss for the defender. I believe that might eliminate the outpost. So let's go to the game-specific rules for Next War India Pakistan. And you want to look on page, there's a specific page for the combat outpost, page 5. Combat outpost markers abstractly represent the forces that are in the mountains. You know, they might be dug in, things like that. Okay. They are treated as leg units. They have no movement allowance and no zone of control. They are considered independent units. They are always considered to be in supply. If the defender, they must be chosen as the first step loss in combat. Okay. So, I believe we have defeated this. We have. All right. Or does that get reduced? Whoops. Or does that get reduced to, what is that? Oh, maybe I did that wrong. What is that? I don't know what that means. Is it eliminated? Like that? I just noticed there's a flip side to that marker. I don't reckon anyone in chat knows, but okay. Does it become a fort? You can't have 2 forts in the same hex. That would be stupid, right? I'll have to check on Board Game Geek for that one. I'm going to say this is eliminated. Let me know if I did that wrong. Okay, so must be taken as a step loss. There's nothing on the back. We'll just act like, you know, it's gray. Like it's grayed out. So, all right, I accomplished my goal. And Pakistan has cleared the way in over this bridge. Now, the Indian player, if they have a chance to move, I think they can try to blow this bridge, but I'm not sure how that works in an enemy unit. Now, there's no ZOC because in the mountains, units do not have a zone of control that extends into mountains. So I'll have to look up how that is when it's the Indian player turn. I'll go back and figure that out. Anyway, we've accomplished our goal. We've reduced the combat outpost. All right? Okay, so anyone know here? Let's see. Don't have any game in this series. Oh, okay. All right, that's cool. Yeah. If you do get a game in this series, I highly recommend this one because Taiwan. Well, Poland might be. No, Poland's way too complicated. Taiwan and well, the other one's not even available. So Taiwan has a lot of ocean rules and stuff. This is very straightforward, like land combat. So if you do pick one up, I would start with this one and then move up. You can see here I've got, I'm going to move the camera. So I got Poland up there. But I haven't. I wanted to start with this one first. It's a little bit easier to learn. So, all right. Like I said, this is going to be a pretty quick stream. I just wanted to test out my equipment. It's a good thing I did because apparently my phone almost blew up. So anyway, I gotta check that out later. I have no idea why it told me that. Other than the fact that it is like 92 degrees here out by Chicago today, and I should probably turn the air conditioning on, but whatever. All right, so we cleared that. I want to see now. It is exploit combat. I want to see if I get some sort of advance after combat. So that's what I need to look up. So we're gonna follow along here and check this out. I don't think I do, but let's see. And that's pretty much how you do combat. Now, if you really need some help with it, figuring things out, on Board Game Geek, they do have, this is going to look super complicated, they do have a combat resolution worksheet where you follow along and you kind of put the stuff in, right? And it walks you through all that. And you may be saying to yourself, oh, God, it looks so complicated. I actually think it's kind of fun because in this game, in this series, it's pretty awesome. You know, while it's not super solitaire friendly, there's like lots of ways to attack and do things. There's like cruise missiles, tactical nuclear weapons, airborne drops, special forces. You can actually do a special forces attack on an enemy headquarters unit, and they go behind the lines and blow up supplies or whatever. So there's lots of stuff you can do. Like you just saw me use the helicopter support. The Pakistan or the Indian Army could have brought this helicopter up and added combat support defense-wise, but I'm saving it because they got to deal with these Chinese airborne troops down here. So I'm kind of waiting to see what I'm going to do there. The green blocks are from the coin game Liberty or Death. All right, so that's my 2 cents on that. All right, so this will be a pretty quick stream. All right, so we did that. Let's check the rule book for some sort of movement. All right, let's take a look here and see what happens. There's no retreat that was called for. Breaking through, nope, no retreat there. Advance after combat is only permissible for the attacking player. A defending stack may never advance after combat. Whenever a defender's hex is vacated, the attacker must advance at least one attacking unit of his choice. Yes. All right. Let's take that town. All right, so I do get to advance. We're going to move the full strength Pakistan. That is the 12th B division. We're gonna move into this town, and that allows me to eliminate that fortification. Now, you want to mark who controls that fort so that you don't accidentally give them an advantage later. So we're gonna get the Pakistani control marker thing right here, and it's a little flag, and we're going to put that down in this hex to show that we did take that fortification out. Okay, let me get my tweezers here. Like that. And again, I had these units turned sideways so I know they've moved. All right, I don't want to take the guy that took the step loss. He's not going in there, but I will definitely bring him in. All right, let's make sure I didn't break any advance after combat rules here. All right, if the retreating defender was forced to retreat 2 hexes or was eliminated, any of the remaining attackers, okay, mechanized units could advance beyond the original hex. Advance into urban city or installation. Nope, that's a town. Advancing into ports, didn't do that. So it looks like I just get to move forward. Advance after combat. Looks like I get to move forward. And now it is into an enemy. Oh, no, he does not project a zone of control into the mountains. So there's no enemy ZOC in that hex. They don't project into the hex. The zone of control for you new people is every hex around a unit is a zone of control, and you usually have to stop when you move in there, but it doesn't project into mountains. So that's how I've been able to take this unit and sneak him through here down toward the Kashmir Valley. He's going for this town right here. So he's been sneaking through. He's a mountain unit, so he's able to move through here easier than regular units. High mountains, big time off limits. These are snow-capped mountains, 15,000 feet. All right, folks. I believe we did that right. And that is it. Let's make sure we did the fort. Let me just check forts. So to check the fortifications, I'm going to page 10 in the standard rulebook. Fortifications deny road movement, right? A hex loses its fortification status once it is controlled by the enemy. Use a control marker. So this is good because you can't use road movement through here. But I have taken that fort out, and that's going to blow that road wide open and allow, you know, like this armor to come down and all that stuff. So it should be pretty interesting. Now, we're done there, and let me make sure I didn't break a rule on combat 7. The initiative player performs combat, any units. Okay, great. Now, what's up next is the reaction movement. So if you look on the board here, you're going to see this turn thing. We're going to go down to here. If you want to know what all these markers are for, we can go down to here. And the Indian player, or me, gets to do reaction movement. Now this is a very straightforward starter scenario. So there's not a lot of options. It's basically, oh crap, keep them out of the Kashmir Valley. So it's not like, you know, if you're playing solitaire, it's like, what are my choices? Well, it's pretty obvious. And you don't get a lot of units as the Indian player. You do get reinforcements in a little bit, but not right now. So, all right, so I'm going to take this video, this stream, and the one that I had, the first part where my phone bombed out, I'm going to mush them together and upload it to YouTube. So that's about it for today. We're going to do the reaction movement later, and then, you know, we still got a lot of combat. Once we finish this stuff, then you got basic stuff where you get to attack and move again. Then the reorganization phase, that's when you flip your helicopters back and all that, and then you determine victory and all that fun stuff. So, all right, next we're India, Pakistan. Just a brief review of the combat. Very simple. We're not using the advanced rules, standard game rules. We finally see some action. The Pakistan player has come down here. These X's, in this scenario, everything over here is off limits. So we're in a very packed section of the board there. All right. So I'm going to smash these together and probably upload the whole video for a rerun later on the Twitch channel if you missed it. And again, click that follow button. And if you want to keep up on Instagram, gamer.hudson is my Instagram account name, and I post videos of my in between turn things up there. So you'll want to follow me on Instagram. There's no selfies. Sorry about that. You'll want to look there, and of course, you want to check out my other links on my Twitch channel, like YouTube and things like that. All right, so thanks for tuning in. I'm glad we got some more viewers today. And I will be back live a little bit later, maybe tomorrow, I'm not sure. I usually stream on the weekends only, but otherwise catch reruns and premieres on my Twitch channel. I usually rerun everything, so I try to put these videos in order so you can follow along and watch. All right, thanks a lot.